Welcome to English Through Ideas. Today we're looking at some incredibly powerful life lessons from Ray Dalio. He's a highly successful investor, but also a very deep thinker. In this calm, documentary-style explainer, we'll learn exactly how to handle those difficult moments we all face, how to improve our decisions, and really how to build a successful life using his core ideas.
To start things off, what exactly is a principle? Well, in simple English, a principle is just a basic rule or truth. It's something that helps you decide how to act in tricky situations. You know, life gets pretty complicated and we all face hard choices. So having clear principles is kind of like having a reliable map. We need these rules to help us make good choices when life gets hard.
So here's our roadmap. These are the 4 simple sections we'll explore today. First, the arc of life. Second, pain and reflection. Third, 5 steps to success. And finally, keeping an open mind.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1 is the arc of life, understanding the stages of our journey. This is all about the idea that every single human life follows a very similar, natural path.
Dalio breaks life down into 3 main phases. Phase 1 is our early years. This is a time of learning, right? It's when we depend heavily on others. Then we move into Phase 2, our middle years. This phase is all about working, building our careers, and succeeding for ourselves. Finally, we reach Phase 3, our later years. This is where our goals naturally change as we grow older, and our focus shifts to helping other people succeed without us. Knowing which phase you're in right now really helps you understand exactly where to put your focus.
Moving on to Section 2, pain and reflection, turning failure into growth. Because let's face it, everyone experiences pain and failure during their life journey.
So the crucial point is, pain plus reflection equals progress. In every single phase of life, you are going to make mistakes and fail. It's completely normal. But how you respond, that's what truly matters. Most people just try to run away from pain. But pain is actually a signal. It's a message telling you to pause and learn. If you face your pain and really think about it, that is how you move forward.
But what exactly does it mean to reflect? Reflection is simply thinking deeply and calmly about a past mistake so you can understand why it happened. Imagine you take a big English language test and you fail. That feels really painful. But instead of throwing the test paper away, you take the time to sit down and figure out exactly why you failed. Which words didn't you know? Taking the time to look closely at your mistake, that is reflection.
Dalio has a great method for handling this pain. First off, you absolutely must calm down before you can learn anything. You can't learn when you're angry or upset, so he highly recommends calming your emotions first, maybe through meditation. Next, look at reality logically, almost like you're looking at a chessboard. Then, find the real cause of your mistake. And finally, write down a new principle for yourself, so you don't make that exact same mistake next time.
That brings us to Section 3, 5 steps to success, a practical framework for your goals. Because highly successful people use a very specific process to build their dreams.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Successful people don't just guess, they walk through 5 simple steps to achieve any goal. Step 1, know your goals. Decide exactly what you're going after. Step 2, identify the problems standing in your way. Step 3, diagnose the root cause of those problems. Step 4, design a specific plan to get around them. And step 5, do it. You have to have the discipline to actually execute your plan.
I want to highlight Step 3 here, because it's usually the hardest part. Diagnosing the real root cause of your problems is tough. Why? Well, human nature makes us want to hide our flaws. You have to be totally honest about your own weaknesses to find the real root cause. If you can't clearly see the real problem, your plan just isn't going to work. And here is our final section, keeping an open mind, how to learn from others. The simple truth is, you cannot succeed all alone. We have to learn how to communicate well.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference in how people communicate. Look at a closed mind versus an open mind. A closed-minded person argues just to prove they're right. They see any disagreement as a fight, guided totally by their ego. But an open-minded person, they listen to learn the truth. They view disagreement with curiosity and act with humility. Think about an everyday situation, like arguing with a friend. Were you really trying to learn, or were you just trying to win?
Dalio calls this idea radical open-mindedness. To practice it, you first have to accept that you might be wrong. You should actually try to find smart people who disagree with you and let them test your ideas. Dalio suggests a simple 2-step rule. First learn, then decide. By listening to different opinions, you're going to make the best possible decisions. We've explored some deeply powerful ideas today. So, as we end this explainer, I want to ask you something to inspire your own journey. Think about a recent painful mistake you made. If you apply the formula, pain plus reflection equals progress, what is one new rule you can use tomorrow to improve your life? Take some time to reflect on that. Thank you so much for joining us on English Through Ideas, and keep learning.